So good. They just melt in your mouth.
With just some basic ingredients, you can create a really delicious dessert, which is actually a filling and healthy one because it's hidden with yummy ingredients that are good for your gut, good for your health. And my recipe makes about 2 pans of muffins, 1 regular size pan, and then the 24 mini muffins. And for this recipe, I'm also using just melted butter. You can use a room temperature if you have it, but I find it easier for this muffin recipe to just melt the butter. And I'm just adding half a cup of ground walnuts. Now you can just use 1 cup of chopped walnuts, but my kids don't really like that, so I'm just putting it ground and they cannot choose and they have no idea that it's in there, and it's good for them. And of course, your choice of chocolate chips. So I just line the muffin pans with some paper muffin liners, or you can just oil your muffin pans so that the batter won't stick to them. We preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we move on to the recipe. I am using here 4 extra large, so 4 good sized bananas that are really ripe. When you don't know what to do with them, you just think banana bread or banana muffins. They're so filling and so delicious, and they're good for you. So I'm just smashing 2 of them at a time because 4 bananas is quite a bit of bananas, so it's easier if you do it in small batches. And I like to use a potato masher. Now you can just use a fork, whatever you have handy, whatever works for you. I like to use sometimes just a fork, other times a potato masher. Now we set the mashed bananas on the side, and in a separate bowl, I'm just adding half a cup of melted butter with 1 cup of granulated sugar, and I give it a mix for about a minute or so. So you can use a handheld mixer or a stand mixer. Then I'm adding the 2 eggs, give it another quick mix, along with the vanilla extract. And now I'm just adding the mashed bananas and give it one other quick mix. So make sure we don't overmix, and then we add 1 cup and 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of sea salt or just regular fine table salt, and a cup of chopped walnuts, or in my case, I'm just putting half a cup of ground walnuts, like I said, because the kids don't really like walnuts in general. And again, we just mix it until combined. Lastly, we add 1 cup of your choice of chocolate chips, and we fold gently together. And that's pretty much it. We just pour everything into the prepared pans, pop them in the oven, and fill up the house with beautiful muffin aromas. Just delicious. Now I like to use an ice cream scooper because it's easier to pour and it's just the perfect amount for regular size muffins. For small size muffins, for the mini muffins, I like to use just a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons to just pour them in, and make sure you fix the liners because they tend to just move a lot because they're so tiny. And the remaining batter, we're just topping up the bigger muffins. so delicious, you don't want to waste anything. We just pop them in the oven. In the meantime, I'm just grabbing all of these banana peels. We have a lot of banana peels because we use them in smoothies. I have coffee grounds here, eggshells, and I'm just cutting them a little bit because it's easier to decompose in my garden. And I just dump everything right onto my vegetable garden bed. Mix it up a little bit with the rest of the soil, and it gives you a beautiful harvest and delicious recipes. So this is part of my routine. So when the muffins are golden brown, they're ready to come out of the oven. I like to do the toothpick test. So when the toothpick comes out clean, then you know they're done. And they're golden brown and soft inside. I let them sit in the pan for about 5 minutes or so. And then you can remove them and put them on a cooling rack. Or you can just flip them over like this to cool right in the pan. And then you don't have to dirty anything else. And they look so beautiful and so tempting. Sometimes we just help ourselves straight from the pan, grab a cup of coffee, a cold glass of milk, and just enjoy.
So moist and so chocolatey, and the kids don't even know that they're loaded with bananas, so it's perfect. So good. They just melt in your mouth. They're really good. You should give it a try, and make sure you subscribe for more recipes. Okay, I'm gonna go make a coffee and have some more. These are amazing. They're really amazing. They're so moist, chocolatey, and just delicious.